Yeah.
Yep, in stream. Okay. You are live, it says on there. So we're
Well, how come I
live.
ain't got no
music?
Yeah.
Now that I don't know. Live. Okay.
Hello, 1, 2.
Okay, I can hear us talking.
Well, I can hear us talking, so I guess it.
Yeah, can you hear me? Yeah. Oh, it's even got words down there.
Here we go. We're live on the air here this afternoon, here from Tim and Linda Jordan from New Beginnings Outreach Church, located in Point Cedar, Arkansas. It's been such a long time since I've been with a lot of you guys, and I was looking at some YouTube videos or something the other day, and it's almost been like 3 years. And I need to explain something before I kind of get started. That we're under a new administration now, and maybe I can talk more freely than I did before. And when I was doing all this before, they had shadow banned me and pushed me into the dark corners of infamy. And I had issues of buffering, and I had all kinds of issues. So I was either over the target, or there was a lot of issues going on. And maybe now under this new administration that maybe I can talk a little bit more freely. I'm going to give her another chance, because so many of y'all have reached out and asked me, when are you going to go on live? When are you going to do this? And when are you going to do that? And we need you back on there and ask questions. And so we're back, and we're on live on Facebook. We're also live on YouTube Live on the Revelation Now channel. It used to be formerly New Beginnings Outreach, but it's the Revelation Now channel on YouTube. And then, of course, on Facebook, it's New Beginnings Outreach Church on Facebook. So we're going live on 2 channels, and I'm looking for another place to go. I can go up to 3 places live. So we're gonna do this again, and this is going to be more informative. And Linda's going to be monitoring some questions. If you want to bring questions on board, and I can highlight them and put them on there for everybody else, because this is your channel, this is your church. And so I'm so glad to be. I'm like Minnie Pearl. I'm so glad to be back till it ain't even hardly funny. But many of y'all have asked. Oh, Linda, you want something to say before I get started?
No, I'm listening. I'm just monitoring and stuff. So I'm glad to see everybody.
Boy, that was short and sweet.
Here's Linda.
And here's Vanna. Here's my lovely assistant, Linda. Oh. So anyway, but we're going to have a good time. And many of y'all have asked about me. I'm still cancer free. Many of y'all that may not know anything about me, and let's see, when was 7 years ago? This May will be 7 years ago. I was diagnosed with stage 3 and 4 cancer, colon and liver cancer, and then it had spread to my lymphatic nodes. And the doctors here in Arkansas told me that things didn't look too good. And so I go to City of Hope, which formerly was Cancer Treatment Centers of America in Chicago. And by them and the grace of God, I'm here in front of you, and you'll be hearing more about this as I go along. But I'm cancer free now, and doing good. Last year was really hectic. I mean, it was just, I don't even know how I even had time to even turn around with us and the gardening. And Linda's got her channels, the fried toast channel and a few gardening channels. So, but we're glad to be back.
Very glad to be back. We missed everybody.
Well, we missed everybody. We missed the comments. We missed the hugs and support.
Mm-hmm.
And so we're back doing, and this is all a brand new setup. It's like we're juggling 3 or 4 basketballs at one time here with the lights and with the screens behind us, and we're on a audio software over here with some new cameras and some other things.
But this is what it looked like without the lights when we were doing the live radio broadcast.
Yeah, I drug out all of this stuff out of mothballs, and this is what we used for the radio broadcasts. When was that? 15 years ago,
least,
something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So we drug out all of this and dusted it all off for the. So anyway, and then we was donated a monitor TV over here on the left side of you, and then we had to get one to match, and so it's still a little buggy. I had a little
work in progress.
Well, I had some music that was supposed to come on, but I don't know what happened to it. So anyway, if y'all can hear me, give me a thumbs up, like, and share these. And I want to say this before I get into what I'm going to talk about here tonight. I need you to share these videos. I need you to like them. Even if you don't like them, like them. and subscribe, because that helps. You hear this all the time on YouTube about the algorithms and how they do this and they do that. Without you and the ones that faithfully support me and Linda, we can't get this off of the ground. We're no better off than what we was when we shadow banned. But so far, the video I put up the other day, I mean, it just drove the algorithms plumb through the roof because there hadn't been anything on there in a while. And so, but if you help me do that, then this broadcast will get bigger and other people can listen. If we don't do anything, and I'm saying that lovingly, if we don't do anything, then the gospel never goes out, and I'm not any better off than what I was 3 years ago with them shadow banning. But please help me and Linda do this, because there is lots of people across the United States that has asked me and Linda to come back on. There's a sister in Africa, in South Africa. They need our support as well. And so, but let me go to the Bible. And let me try my little toy out here, and we're talking about the stuff that's going on in the United States about this unveiling. And let me read you what the Bible says. I have to bring it up on my screen where I can see. It says that there's in Luke chapter 8, it talks about all this in unveiling that we've been seeing here in the United States and around the world. We are in a turn in history and a turning in time. And many people want to know about the revelation. The word revelation means the unveiling. So I find it very interesting that the title of our new show is happening at the same time all this stuff is happening. Mm-hmm. And that's what revelation means. It said, where it says the revelation of John. Revelation means it doesn't mean apocalypse.
No.
It means the unveiling of something that's been hidden. And isn't that what we've been going through in here in the last couple, 2 or 3 weeks with the new administration? But it says here that in Luke 8:16, it says, no one who lights a lamp conceals it with a vessel and sets it under a bed. Rather, he places it on a lampstand so that those who enter might see the light. You and I, if you're born again, believer in Christ, and you have the Holy Spirit living in your life, you are sons and daughters of light. That's what Thessalonians says. For there is nothing hidden that will not become visible, and nothing secret that will be known, that will not be known and come to light. There's nothing going to be hidden in these last days. Mm-hmm. This is what a lot of you guys and gals are interested in, is these end times. Well, this is the reason why we call our new broadcast Revelation Now. We are in the revelation. Mm-hmm. You have to understand, revelation is not some far off anymore.
No.
We used to think that.
We did.
But back, in the
when we were teenagers.
Yeah, when we was in teenagers, it was always the revelation was somewhere in the vast future of time, and I hold that. What am I trying to say here? The church keeps preaching it as something in the future.
Mm-hmm. It's not here yet.
I'm talking about the church globally.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
They teach about the revelation being somewhere in the future. Well, the future is now.
Yes.
That's revelation now.
Yes.
That's why we call what we do. And all of this stuff, it's going to start becoming unveiling. My last video was talking about a time of chaos. And this time of chaos is starting to increase more and more and more as the enemy wants to keep all of this stuff covered up. But we're living just like in the days of the Apostle John was on the Isle of Patmos. The Lord Jesus come to him in Revelation chapter 1, and he says, I'm going to show you some stuff that are shortly going to come to pass. He says, I'm the Alpha and the Omega, the beginning of the end. That's in chapter 1 of the Revelation. And he says, I'm going to show you some things that's shortly going to come to pass. Well, I don't know if shortly would have been the right word after 2,000 years.
Yeah.
But this unveiling, now we can start putting the pages of the Revelation together. We can start seeing this unveiling. You're living in a time and a place that Jesus talked about in Matthew chapter 24 and 25. And the Apostle John talked about it in, like I say, in the book of Revelation. And you're also witnessing the beginning of the time that Daniel talks about.
Yeah.
And you're also...
What chapter is that?
Well, you're looking at Daniel chapter 7. And you're looking at Daniel chapter 12. Mm-hmm. Because Daniel chapter 12 says that knowledge is going to increase. And isn't that what's taking place? Knowledge is increasing, and people will run to and fro here and there to gain knowledge, to gain insight, and to gain what they need to do. So even in the book of Daniel, he says we're entering in a time where knowledge increases.
Look at AI.
Well, that you're getting into my subject for the next few times. I've got several pages that I'm going to start talking about AI. It can be friend or foe, but this is what's going to usher in, I believe, all of this knowledge, and then all of this people going here and going there. Daniel talked about it. Jesus talked about it. You know.
Well, and it says there's going to be a famine in the land. In
the book of Amos, chapter 3, verse 7 in Amos, he says there's a famine in the land, but it's not of food, but of the word. And this is the dangers that the church is falling into. I believe that since we have a new administration, things are, well, I don't have to do what I used to do. I don't have to be prepared with food pantries, and I don't have to do all this. I'm telling you, don't fall into that trap.
Don't get slack.
Don't get slack in what you're doing, and just keep doing what you're doing, because we don't know what tomorrow is going to bring. We don't know in 2 years about the midterms. We don't know in 4 years with another presidential election. 4 years.
All we know is Revelation's our future, and we're in the middle of it.
Well, I wouldn't say we're in the middle, but we're
in the beginning.
We're there. Well, a lot of people says, "Well, we're on the time clock. Are we in Revelations?" It's like we're there. Let's just put it. We're there. Well, is it tomorrow? We're there.
Yeah.
Well, is it tomorrow? We're there. We're there in this time slot. But let me go ahead and finish reading here. It says, here I am. I'm talking, and I'm still on the wrong screen here. See, I told you I'm getting all messed up here. Was I on the screen, or was
no? You were still reading the words.
I was still reading.
Yeah, when I interrupted you.
Oh well.
You hadn't finished reading.
Oh, but it says here. Take care then how you hear. To anyone has, more will be given, and the one that has not, even that which he has will be taken away. What he's talking about is people that hasn't done what God told them to do. God hadn't told them, he sent the guys with the talents out. He give 5 to one and 2 to the other and 1 to the other. But the one, he didn't do what he was supposed to do.
Nope.
And then he increased the 5 to 10, and then he increased the 2 to 4.
The other one, he buried it.
And the other one, he hid it. And you say, well, what does that have to do with? But see, it's talking about the guy that hid his talent. And it was revealed what he did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He hid it
We always think about you lazy and slothful servants, and take away from him and give it to the guy that had 10 talents. But listen to what it says. He took the one that didn't do anything, and he exposed him.
Yep.
He exposed him for what it was. See, most of the time we always talk about gifts of the Spirit and different one thing and another, and people has brung that into the prosperity message, and I agree with it. And I agree with the Holy Spirit message, walking in the Spirit. But he's also talking about somebody that has been given something, and they hid it.
Yeah. They hid it.
They hid it from the master, and he found it.
Yep. He knew where it was all along.
He found it. So Jesus said that which will be done in secret is going to be revealed.
Proclaimed on the housetops.
So in our own government, all of this stuff is being unveiled, and I'm gonna read some stuff here just in a minute about our own government. Why does people are upset over some of these findings? A lot of it is they're upset because they've been hid from the public for unscrupulous or some idiot reason off over here, and people are tired of it. And see, and then that is exposed to the church, and the church sits here and evaluates this, and you wonder, why is billions of dollars being sent to a foreign country, and our brothers and sisters here in the United States are doing without? In the Carolinas and South California, the Florida, Houston, tornadic, events. It's in Oklahoma, whatever be the case. And it brings forth this indignation that how dare you take our monies and waste them?
Yeah.
Well, but on the other side of the coin, God is revealing in the church realm too.
Yes. How
dare you? I give you this money and you wasted it. I give you a talent, the Holy Spirit in the church, and you didn't do nothing with it. I give you the opportunity to spread the gospel, but you didn't do it.
Right.
I give you the means to do what I called you to do, but we didn't do it.
No.
And always remember this. I said this a long time ago, and I've heard other preachers on YouTube tell about this. Whatever's in the spirit realm, it'll be manifest in the physical realm. I said that 20 years ago.
Right.
And whatever's being manifest in the physical realm, what do you think that's being exposed in the spiritual realm?
Oh, yeah.
So you have people think that that's all out yonder with all this stuff, but I have to evaluate my own self. Linda has to evaluate herself.
Y'all do.
And this is the revelation. This is the revelation that what Jesus said, whatever is covered up in secret is going to be exposed.
Yep.
God
sees it all.
Is going to be exposed. Let me read you another little bit here. And let me read this. And I'll bring it up where I can read it. In Ephesians 5 and 8 says, For you were once darkness, but now you are the light of the world. You are the light of the world. Not the world. You are the light of the world.
Yep.
Walk as children of light. For the fruit of the Spirit is goodness, righteousness, and truth, and finding out what is acceptable to the Lord. But have no fellowship with unfruitful works of darkness, but rather expose them.
So we're supposed to expose them.
Well, this gets back to what I've been saying. The church is being exposed at the same time that the government's being exposed.
Yep.
And we can tell it because all of this money that went to these religious charities and all these religious institutions and church affiliations and whatever, I can assure you we didn't get none.
No.
And if you notice that money is tied into some kind of a silly deal per se, with transgender or wokeism by far, wokeism. The church is being exposed for what it is.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
The church is being
Doesn't it say judgment comes to the house of the Lord
first?
Mm-hmm.
First.
It's got to clean house first.
Well, if he's going to clean house, then where's he going to start?
In his own house.
In his own, and now.
Yes.
See, we always think about Jesus coming any minute. That's what we was always taught.
Yeah.
But there has to be lots of stuff to take place before he comes back.
Yeah.
You know, there has to be things that's said in prophecy. There are things that has to be set in the spirit. There has to be, he's not coming on, like I always tell everybody, he's not coming back on Halloween.
No.
And he's not coming back on the 4th of July
or
Valentine's Day, which is tomorrow.
Tomorrow. Mm-hmm.
You know, so
don't have to worry about it. He's not coming tomorrow.
But you see what I'm saying here is the church and the prophets, they need to get off of their duff.
Yes.
And start bringing this into the light and quit worrying about what somebody's going to say. I'm telling you, these programs that me and Linda start, I'm telling you, I'm going to mash the accelerator to the floorboard, because this may be our last
rodeo.
This may be our last rodeo, getting this all exposed out, because what's good for the goose is good for the gander. And if all this crazy wokeism stuff is coming out into the government being exposed, we've known about all of this for years. Now, let me get back to my picture. I get to talking, and then I get to talking, and I forget about changing my thing. You have to excuse me on that.
You'll get used to it.
I'll get used to it. You'll have to hold up a flag that says, change the screen. Change the screen. People are tired of, looking at the screen, But we've been knowing about all this waste for years. And I used to work for the government. I know, and many of you out there, y'all have worked for the government too. You know the waste, the politics, how they operate. And I could probably write a book on stuff that went on where I used to work. But we've been knowing about these $1,000 toilet seats and $700 hammers, and I read today about a $24,000 Allen wrench.
What?
Yeah.
The government paid $24,000
for an Allen wrench.
That's those little cooks.
I've got a bucket of them in the shop up there. In fact, I probably got a drawer and a bucket full of them. So if anybody wants to buy some used, I've got some.
It won't be $24,000 though.
I'd nearly take $24 for them.
Yeah. Whole bucket.
But what is there? What is being done about it? Absolutely nothing. It blows up, and then it calms back down. About when it gets past the narrative here in about a month or so, then it'll all start kind of calming down. And if we're not careful, nothing's never going to happen. Yeah. We're just squawking.
We'll just keep that in prayer that they're able to follow through.
Well, I think they're going to go follow through more than what they ever have in the past. And then when you start cutting the money off, and then you're going to hear a lot of squawking from inside the church. Now, I understand, you have to understand, back during the Revolutionary War, the government actually funded the church. The government did? The government actually funded the church through taxation, and the pastors was actually drawed a salary from the government. That's the way a lot of those cathedrals, you think about it, over there over in Europe with all those giant cathedrals.
Yeah.
people couldn't afford that, but the state could.
Yeah.
So the state, along with, like over there, maybe the Catholic Church, they built Notre Dame Cathedral.
Yeah.
And St. Petersburg, Peter's Basilica,
Mm-hmm.
and all of these, Gothic cathedrals that now they're empty. Yeah, they're empty and closed now.
Yeah.
Boy, don't I wish I had one here.
Yeah.
And then over in England, all of them aristocrats and lords and kings, they would build these magnificent churches. The common person, they didn't have the means or the support to build these churches and things. So that kind of flavored and come on into the United States. And United States helped build churches and cathedrals and paid people. And that's where
there wasn't a separation of church and state.
Well, I started to get to that.
Mm-hmm.
And then 1803 was the famous letter with the separation of church deal. With the Baptist church sent the government a letter saying, stay out of our business.
Yeah.
You can support, but stay out of our business. Mm-hmm. And how many churches has split or in trouble by just discussing what I just said? Mm-hmm. See, yeah. And this has been going on for years. And then now we have all of this billions, not millions, billions of money that has been poured into the religious system to mm-hmm. find favor, to buy votes, to hang on to power, mm-hmm. and pass, laws and things that if you can gain enough of support, you can pass all these legislative ideas, and then the legislature comes back and says, well, all of our people support it. Yeah. Well, of course, they're all being paid.
Yeah.
See,
now it's being found out.
Now that which is hidden
mm-hmm.
is finally, it's going to come about.
Right.
And then all the ones that was on the tape
will be brought to light.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
The ones that's going to be the take, that, and then they're going to say, well, where's my money?
Mm-hmm.
Well, then here's what's going to happen then. And then that church, just like Sister Shirley was sitting here the other day, those churches are going to crumble
mm-hmm.
because there's no support. If they follow through, they follow through.
And turn the water off on the money.
And turn the water off. And when the water's cut off, those institutions will fail.
Mm-hmm.
Except for the ones that had a little bit of a nest egg they saved, it'd be okay.
Well, it says in the Bible that God's going to shake everything that can be shaken, and what's left will be the unshakable, which is God. Well,
in Isaiah chapter 24, it talks about the earth is going to rule and rock like a drunkard,
mm-hmm.
and the little shacks are going to fall down.
Yeah.
So 24 or 28, one or the other. I'm getting to the age now, stuff kind of runs together,
You're in the same book, though.
Well, that's only good in horseshoes. That's only good in horseshoes.
Well, I can Google it, but...
Yeah. But this is why the title of my message here is, whatever's being revealed, it being hid is going to be revealed.
Yes.
And the church is going to be revealed. And all of this stuff, it's been, inside.
Done in secret. Mm-hmm.
Done in secret. All of this, name it.
God's going to draw the curtain back and let everybody see.
Well, and this gets back to this. He's talking about drawing the curtain back, like
mm-hmm.
like Oz, pay no attention behind the curtain, The curtain, when it's pulled back, and God is the one that's pulling it back, folks.
Yes.
Then what is he going to see?
Yeah.
What is he going to see?
Mm-hmm.
And then here we are, we've got our tickets punched to glory.
Mm-hmm.
And that's all I'm worried about, my ticket punched to glory. Mm-hmm. But what's he going to see when he starts pulling this veil back? See, he's already done this once. He has? You're supposed to say he.
Oh, he has? I missed that one.
He's already done this once, pulled the veil back.
When? He has?
Remember when Jesus was crucified and the veil
was ripped
from the top
to the bottom.
And I've heard all these commentaries. They say, well, it was, why wasn't it from the bottom to the top? Because corruption starts at the top.
Yeah.
And it goes down.
Yeah.
Infections start at the top. They go down.
Mm-hmm.
God already showed in this veil that it was rent from top to bottom. We're coming in the Passover season here in a couple of months.
Yes, we are.
And and many churches are going to be reading that, saying, well, it ripped from the top to the bottom. When it rips from the top to the bottom, well, what are we seeing today in the government? It started at the top.
Right.
It's coming to the bottom.
And that's what it should be, instead of just getting the peons at the bottom and getting them in trouble.
Well, look at the church. Where does it start at? It starts in the top.
Yep.
It starts at the headquarters.
Yes.
It starts, at people that's in authority.
Mm-hmm.
And then it starts there, and it starts exposing all the way down to the bottom of this thing.
Yep. Yep.
Now, I'm saying this in love as best way I can, but this is more like if we're in the revelation, just like I already said before, Jesus came to John. He says, I'm going to show you some things. This is a thing.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
This is a thing. This is what's being, expound on. Let me, I want to just kind of share some stuff. Many of y'all have heard some stuff, but I want to kind of get to looking here at some stuff. Let me get this on screen here. And this is some of the stuff that was pulled. And you see, it won't let me go up and down, will it?
Let you scroll?
Yeah. But on DEI, well, I'll get to it here in a minute. DEI. It's talking about 1.5 million for diversity, equity, inclusion in Serbia's workplaces and business communities for the GBLTIQI plus people. It was aimed to expand opportunities in Serbia.
Where's Serbia?
That's
not in America.
It's in Europe.
Well, what are we doing there?
Well, it says right there to expand opportunities. I can tell you the opportunity that it was expanding. It was undercover government operations to undermine those Slavic countries is exactly what it was.
God's going to show it all.
Well, here's 1.5 million for art for inclusion of people with disabilities for art.
1.5
million. And then it's got 1.3 million to provide Arab and Jewish residents a collaborative photography skills.
Arab and Jewish.
It's a class that they was given for photography.
Over there where they're already
fighting.
War.
Well, see
they're
this
needing something besides a photography class.
Well, exactly. See, and let me get this back up here where I can see here. it says 7.9 million to teach Sri Lankan journalists about gender sensitive reporting. Why are we in Sri Lanka, that's the southern part of India, telling them Hindus about gender sensitive? It hasn't got anything to do about that. It's all about incorporating money to come into these situations. Climate hysteria. Let's see here. 1 million to assist disabled people in Tajikistan to become climate leaders. In Tajikistan, that's over in Turkey. All them stands, you know, Afghanistan, Pakistan, Tajikistan, you know.
Sounds like the ites in the Bible.
And they're over there like the 7 churches of Asia, but we're off over there teaching them how to be climate leaders. Why can't you take $1 million and put it to into the school programs to build our schools up, per se? I don't know. Well, I'm not going to, but there it is, guys. You can look at it for yourself and read it on your phone right there. It just goes on. It just goes on with just crazy stuff. And I really hadn't got time to deal with all that on here. Mm-hmm. But y'all get the drift. I mean, it's just page after page, and it just wastes his time on the air, but going over it. What was it? Glenn Beck or somebody said that they had like 8 pages of stuff. No, it wasn't Glenn Beck. It was one of those Congress people.
The guy from Louisiana?
No, not John Kennedy.
Yeah.
We just
He's
love
funny.
him. We just love him.
Yeah.
But that which is done in secret
shall be revealed.
Shall be revealed. And it's in our and even in our churches. I mean, we think a lot of things are going the way they're supposed to. You know, the Southern Baptist Convention, they're having issues over gender. The Assemblies of God is having problems over gender. You know, Methodists, they're having problems over gender.
There's only 2 genders.
There's only 2. There's only 2 that God made.
Mm-hmm.
There's only 2 that God made. It was up to 73 last year. Genders. Yeah. It was up to 73 genders last year. But 3 weeks ago, something happened and it went back to 2 genders. And I don't really understand what happened there, but it used to be 73 genders, but now it's fell back to 2. I really don't understand what happened there.
Kind of the truth was set free.
Well, there you go.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. See, the truth shall set you free. But a lot of people, they don't want to know the truth. They don't want to know anything about what rocks the boat. But what I'm getting at here this afternoon is this. We are in this unveiling. We are in the revelations. This is not some far off prognostication like Nostradamus, you know, saying something's going to happen here and something's going to happen there and something. But it's in front of us.
Yes.
Let's take responsibility. Mm-hmm. I get aggravated at people that claim that they're Christian leaders and then get up there and say some of the most damnable stuff there ever was.
Wanting people to fight the other party.
Well, that one church pastor said that there's a time for killing or something, and it's like, you can't say stuff like that.
No, we're held accountable That's why we take this serious, because we're watchmen on the wall.
Well, and I think this format that we're trying to work out here, and please forgive me if I'm too long on some slides and too long on this and that, but I'm still trying to juggle basketballs and trying to look at screens over there and trying to juggle around, and then I got a whole big deal of nothing but buttons here to try to do stuff with. So, but whatever's manifests in the physical realm, you can bet that in the spiritual realm that it's probably just super unbelievable.
Right.
And if you notice, folks, the closer that this unveiling is going to start being, and this is what we're going to talk about on these shows, different subjects, different things, and I'm going to dive into it just as far as I can, as if I know anything. But the more that this is going to be unveiled, the more that in the spirit realm, you're going to get to seeing things that you can't explain. Mm-hmm. It's already started with these orbs, with these little.
Before President Trump got in.
With all the little airplane deals, the drones and stuff. Yeah. That was see, there was some orbs that was involved with that, just like it was in World War II. With those airplane pilots, them orbs and things that would fly along with them, and we're going to get to seeing more unexplainable phenomenon. We're gonna and then you're going to go to your pastor and say, or your prophet, your pastor, or the apostle or bishop, and say, Bishop, what is this I seen? And he's either going to tell you yes or no. Mm-hmm. No, I don't know, but we'll find out.
Right.
Or, friend, as this spirit realm gets to be wrung out like a dish rag, I've made this comment before. You have a piece of cloth that's saturated in water, but it won't drip. But when you start wringing that out, then things starts coming out. Mm-hmm. Things start coming out of these old wringed out cloth and towels and things. This is what's going to start happening as this keeps going on. It's already developing in the physical realm. It's already being revealed in the spiritual realm in the churches. And then, like I say, then I want you to keep note of some really peculiar stuff that's going to start taking place. Mm-hmm. Really some peculiar, not that stuff on the History Channel about Bigfoot and super aliens from another planet, and but there's going to be some stuff that's going to take place that it's just going to knock your socks off. And then you're going to sit here and go, I don't know what. But now you know, because God is doing a thing in the earth.
Yes, he is.
He's not going to allow 320,000 children to disappear in the United States and wink his eye and says, well, that's okay.
No.
We're going to pay for that.
Yeah.
The world is going to pay for all of this exploitation of men, women, and children around the world. Mm-hmm. God is not going to forget that, because that's the fifth seal.
Yeah.
Everybody knows the four horsemen of the apocalypse. That's four seals. The fifth seal is the souls under the altar that are crying out for their vengeance of their blood.
Yeah.
The innocents.
The innocent.
See, this is what God is going to do. And he says, and vengeance is mine.
Yep.
Saith the Lord.
Because he sees everything and he remembers.
And we see all this in Israel now. and all this stuff about the Palestinians, and this is all going to come, come to head too.
Mm-hmm.
Because the Bible says when we bless Israel, we'll be blessed.
Mm-hmm.
When we curse Israel, we'll be cursed.
Mm-hmm.
Well, where have we been in the last 4 years?
Not blessing them.
And we've been under a curse for these last 4 years.
Yes.
We've been under a curse for the last 4 years.
Yep.
So it just goes to prove.
Mm-hmm.
And then now we're going to bless Israel. Now we're going to be blessed. But that don't mean that the slate is cleaned up so they take a eraser and then erase the whole board off.
Mm-mm. No.
That means a time that we need to turn our face to God.
Yes.
And own up to our mistakes.
That's right.
And quit trying to hide it. We're better off to show God our lives now than it is to wait until we get to where we're going. And then he says, enter into the joys of the Lord. Or the other guy says, forsake me, for I never knew you.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to be a heck of a time for somebody to expose their being.
Mm-hmm.
And they waited.
Too long.
They waited too long and put off too much. Mm-hmm. and all this stuff. And then where are they going to be? They're in big trouble then. Big trouble then. So, what, no questions?
No, everybody said hi.
Oh, well, no how's the volume? Is everybody hearing me? Can you give me a thumbs up or something? Because
let us know, because all I've got is a earbud. Can y'all hear us well?
But anyway, this is the unveiling, and this has, it's got lots to do with toilet seats. It has remote cameras on toilet seats. That was a bargain. That was $9 million for that.
Who bought that?
You did.
Where'd it go?
It'd probably be at the surplus next month when I show up.
Who was the one who purchased it or had it?
Well, that was part of this U.S. aid stuff.
Yeah, I know. Where did it go?
Well, it went to Never Land out there, which nobody knows where any of this stuff was. And now they're coming up and they're saying now there's 2.7, Pam Bondi said today, 2.7 trillion that they can't find out what happened to with Medicare and Medicaid benefits. They're saying half of that probably went to Medicare and Medicaid benefits, but they don't know what the percentage is. But 2.7 trillion. That's on top of the 500 billion that they lost or give out under all of this other crazy stuff with this U.S. aid stuff. So you're looking at close to $3 trillion that went
somewhere.
Went to,
Gail and Beverly say that they can hear us just fine.
Oh, well, good.
Yeah.
Good. Beverly is my prophetess gal at church, so she's pretty well on the beam on a lot of stuff. Well, I kind of wanted to get my feet wet, and I got sound going across.
Yep.
So I guess I'll just go ahead and cut this off. And until next time, and I'm going to try to start doing these programs on Thursdays at 6:00.
Yes.
Now in 3 weeks.
The first week in March.
The first week in March, which is in 3 weeks.
Yeah, I think so.
I'll be going to Chicago, so I'll probably miss a session. I'll miss a session because I got to go for my 6 months checkup, which I'm doing really good for all of you that has prayed for us, and and sent best wishes for us. You know, I so appreciate all of that, what y'all have done for me. I'm doing good. In fact, I probably gained too much weight. My doctor is probably going to eat me out for gaining too much weight.
Well, it's winter. You can't get out and work it off.
Yeah, and then when it gets summer, it'll be too hot and you can't get out. Yeah. And then it'll be fall and it'll be too dry to do anything. Well, it'll be the springtime and the pollen will be out.
Yeah.
So there's always something.
Well, you can get on the walker.
On the treadmill over there. I need to do that some more. Appreciate you so much for being with me and Linda.
Yes.
Again, give us a thumbs up. Send the word out. This is your part. And I'm doing my part. I'm praying for your part as well. Until next time, this is me and Linda. We wish you the very, very best. God bless you. And we'll see you next time here on Revelation Now.
See y'all later.